Thanks for listening to another episode of the Unlockable podcast. Sorry we're a week or so late with this episode. This is supposed to be your January 2025 episode, but unfortunately Hannah got the flu around the time we planned on recording. Then we had to wait a few more days to make sure she wasn't coughing and sneezing all over the microphone, and now I think we're finally ready to get you that brand new episode. Today we're going to do a lot. We'll start with some quick thoughts on the Switch 2 reveal trailer, then move into our gaming wants for the year of 2025, including new games, announced and unannounced. And we'll wrap it up with some games we plan to play in this new year. With that, make sure you like this podcast on YouTube or give us 5 stars on Apple or Spotify or whatever service you're listening to this on, and let's get it. Welcome back to the Unlockable podcast. My name's Christian, and I'm joined as always by the Game Girl Advance SP.
Howdy.
Hey, dude.
I'm alive. I live.
Tell us about the aforementioned flu. How did that go?
It was so bad, and I don't want to be dramatic here when I say I have never felt worse in my entire life. Like, I was talking to my roommate, and it was like 200 years ago, 300 years ago, when the flu, first started being like a huge thing. Like, I'm sure they thought they were gonna die. They're like, this is it. Medicine can't help me. It's not even developed yet.
They probably did die.
This is over. Well, yeah, of course. Some people had to survive, right? But like, they're like, this is it. And I felt that way. I was like, it was awful. There was about 3 days where I just felt like absolute death. Coughing, sneezing, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I threw up water. Like, my body rejected water for a while. It was crazy. But I'm alive. Not coughing or sneezing anymore. So, my God.
Good grief.
It was awful.
I would have been debating the ER, it sounds like. That's pretty bad.
Me and my roommate were both sick at the same time, so like we could not help each other out at all. Her mom had to like come and help us, give us like soup and like water and Gatorade and stuff. And we just looked awful. It was terrible.
I had been putting off getting the vaccine for like a month just out of laziness, and honestly the real reason is because I just like was worried that the symptoms were gonna mess me up, so I was trying to wait for like a good Friday evening where I didn't have to work the next 2 days.
Right.
But yeah, you getting sick kind of sent me over the edge. I was like, all right, let's do it this Friday. So
yeah, I used to get the flu shot, and then I just stopped because like I don't get the flu. I don't need this anymore. Dang, as I think this is gonna scare me into getting it every year. I was awful. It was so bad. I couldn't play games. I literally couldn't do anything. I just sat in bed all day and did absolutely nothing. Couldn't look at my phone. I was getting dizzy, like reading things, playing games.
Oh my gosh.
Throw up. It was awful. You think it'd be the best thing ever because you're just sitting there doing nothing? It was awful.
The one symptom I got after the flu shot the other day was I was a little dizzy. I just like I ate lunch and then I went downstairs to do some dishes, and then all of a sudden like felt like I was spinning, and I was like, I gotta lay down.
Yeah. Man, I will take that every day over this. I wouldn't even wish this upon my worst enemy. It was that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It was awful.
We recorded super early December because of holidays and travel and stuff, and we missed January. Yep. So we're sorry for that, but we're getting you 2 February episodes now. So just pretend that it's January right now when you're listening to this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's also the shortest month February is, so,
Today, as mentioned, we're doing Switch 2 reveal. We're talking 2025 wants. We're talking games we're going to play this year. Just a chill, no research kind of episode. And let's start with the Switch 2 reveal trailer. On January 16th, we got a 2-minute and 21-second trailer. I don't know, immediate thoughts, Hannah. How did you feel?
I was very excited because obviously it's something new, and I think it is exactly what I wanted it to be. Like, I didn't want some new gimmick, some like new something or other. I just wanted a stronger Switch, and it's exactly what we got, so I was very happy.
It is everything that we knew was coming.
Yep.
For better or for worse, the leaks were all correct. I really like the way that the trailer was presented. I like how everything, like they just kind of started out with a 3D model of a brick, and then they kind of transformed it into everything. They did a cool little animation to show you, oh, this is where the kickstand is, this is what it looks like, here's the Joy-Cons, and I just felt like it was very attractive the way that they displayed it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. And then they were like, oh yeah, it's bigger than the Switch, and then they put a regular Switch and they expanded it out and like showed the size. That was cool.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. It makes me wonder how heavy it is and how much bigger.
Yeah.
Like the Switch right now, it's a clunker. I love it, but it is clunky, so I don't know if making that bigger is better because it's thinner. I don't know. We don't have any like specifications on that yet.
I think that they probably see the Steam Deck and the Rogue Ally and all this crap, and they're probably just like, I think it's ROG Ally, but whatever. I think they're probably just like, you know what, if they can do it and people are cool with that, F it, we're just gonna follow suit.
That's a good point.
It was kind of weird the way it happened. Like, I don't know how often, or I don't know like what it was like on March 3rd of 2017 when they, never mind. I don't know what it was like when they revealed the Switch trailer for the Switch 1. I don't know what it was like when they did the Wii U, but I felt like that was at like E3 or something. This one was just like, hey, good morning, here's a trailer for that new console that's coming out.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. I think it was about the same as I recall. I think I was sitting in the Goodwill parking lot when I watched the trailer for the first Switch. Forever ago. Yeah, I think it was very much the same. It was like, hey, tune in for this something special, and then it was the Switch, if I remember correctly.
They confirmed that it is backwards compatible, which was something we all assumed was going to happen. I mean, if I weren't a collector, there'd be no reason to have a Switch 1 after this thing releases, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, except for it's not compatible with all games, and they made that clear. I think the ones that aren't are going to be like the Labo stuff or like those kind of games. So hopefully that's it that aren't compatible.
Why Labo?
Well, probably because the stuff doesn't fit in the predetermined things anymore. Like, I'm sure since it's bigger, it's not going to fit into all the cardboard stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Or the
I
sensors
imagine
might be
the
in different
cartridge.
places. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know enough about Labo. That's interesting.
But hopefully that's it. And it's digital and physical, which is good news.
Yeah, so something I wrote down is that I really need them to make it easier to kind of play between two consoles. We've kind of complained about it, or I definitely have, that like if I go and I try to play a Pokemon Scarlet on my old Switch and then I bring it to my OLED, it's like that wasn't a thing. You know, like that straight up was not allowed, and that kind of pissed me off. I hope that they fix that for this new freaking console.
Agreed. Same thing with Splatoon 2. When I wanted to play Splatoon 2 on my new OLED, I had to start completely over. I don't have the same character, don't have the same weapons, nothing. It was like I hadn't even played the game at all, which is so stupid. They said it was to like combat cheating, but like that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
And we're talking about two first-party titles here. That's kind of crazy.
I don't know if it's the same way with Splatoon, actually. Or Splatoon 3. I don't know if you can play it on the other one or not. I don't know.
I'm intrigued by the mouse-like Joy-Con thing that they have going on. They showed a couple of Joy-Cons coming off of the console and then being rotated inward 90 degrees to, you know, people have been saying it's like a computer mouse. It looks like the infrared is going to like run across the table or something, and that'll be some new gimmick for this console. I'm intrigued.
I think that's cool. I think it's interesting that the color for the Joy-Con is on the inside, like magnetic parts. Like the whole console's black. You wouldn't know that there's any color unless you take the Joy-Cons off, which is weird. I'm sure hopefully they'll make other iterations of the color, but it's like that's the only part that's colored. It's strange. It was a strange move, in my opinion.
I think the joysticks are colored red and blue underneath the joystick. Okay. But yeah, you're right. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I don't know. I love a good gimmick, though. I'm down for whatever they do with the mouse stuff. I'm sure there's going to be like 3 games that actually use it by the end of the console's life.
Right.
I know you're a big fan of the Joy-Cons. I think that making them bigger is a win. I'm happy to have, I have large hands. I'm happy to have bigger Joy-Cons now.
I think it's fine. I love the Joy-Cons. It never bothered me how small they are, and I don't think making them bigger is going to bother me. I think it'd probably be a win-win situation, but yeah. I don't think they could do anything that would make me not like them. I just think they're so neat. The fact that it's 2, and then it's 1, and then you can just pass it to your friend. Freaking genius. I love that concept.
The new kickstand looks really good. I wish we were getting a D-pad on the left
Yep.
Joy-Con, but it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're getting an OLED screen. What do you think?
That's a good question. Maybe not out of the gate, which is stupid, but I guess it is cost saving a little bit. But I'm sure 3 years, 4 years down the road we will.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the Steam Deck... Oh, I don't think the base Steam Deck has an OLED screen, but... yeah, I mean, I've grown to really love my OLED Switch screen. Like, it is
Yep.
pretty glorious, but is it a deal breaker for me? No. I will buy... I've said it in the past, I'm just going to buy whatever I can play Mario on, even
Yep.
if it's just some Fisher-Price looking screen. It's all good.
It's some clunky ass screen.
Not to mention, like, I
yeah.
really don't play handheld for the most part.
I do. I travel with my Switch all the time. There has not been an airplane flight that I've been on that I haven't had my Switch with me, and it is glorious. Now, I will say, though, if you don't put the 2 consoles next to each other, though, you wouldn't be like, damn, this OG Switch sucks compared to the OLED. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. I didn't know what I was missing until I got the OLED.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks fine. It's still pretty crisp and clean.
Still a screen.
Right. I would say about 10% of my Switch time. I'm not gonna say I don't play handheld, but I do play probably 90% docked.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's nice to have the option. I said that I need them to make it easier to play between 2 consoles. The only other thing I had
Yes.
written down for this is that thoughts on the new DK design. How you feeling?
I like it. I think it's fine. I don't know. Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Doesn't
not
look
mad
bad
about
to
it.
me.
I think it's cool. I mean, I think everyone has to adjust. It's been like 2 or 3 decades. I don't have a lot to say about it. He looks like he's really looking more like the Mario movie one, and that's fine. I mean, yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, he seems fine. The other stuff I have written here is there are 2 USB-C ports now on the console, one on the top and one on the bottom, which is nice. You don't have to plug it in holding the cord down in your lap, which is nice.
Yeah.
Then there is a mystery button that we don't know about what it does. It's a square button right below the home button on the right Joy-Con. Don't know what that one does yet.
It's looking like
I don't know. Go ahead.
I felt like there were some new buttons on the rail part where the magnet is. Maybe 1 or 2 buttons there.
Interesting. Don't know. That's fun. And then we saw, like you said, footage of Mario Kart, and it looks like 24-person Mario Kart, which is interesting. You said DK gets a new design. People are saying that it's possibly to celebrate Super Mario's 40th anniversary, so they made a more like retro-esque design. Or maybe you can pick like what design you want to play. You want to do like Super Mario 64 Mario, like the polygon one, or like the sunshine one, or like any of those kind of things, which would be interesting. There wasn't any Animal Crossing or Link was not in any of the footage, so we don't know if they're going to continue those characters or make it just Mario. There was also, I don't know if you saw, a lack of item boxes on the track. We didn't see the track for very long or for very much of it, but there was no item boxes. But there were other like glowing kind of areas. I think maybe it's like you need fuel, or like it's a customization kind of thing, or like maybe they're going to do weapons that you can find and equipped. Things like that, like a banana shooter, like a banana gun or something, and then just keep shooting them. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about any of these things. I like how casual Mario Kart is, and I think if you add this stuff, you also need to have like a casual mode for like the normies. Um, let's see. Also, I think that's it. Oh, apparently there is a new twist to Mario Kart though, so don't just expect the same thing again with different characters and different tracks. There's specifically a twist they were talking about. I don't know what that is. Oh, and then another theory that I saw that was cool is they're gonna have, since it's the 40th anniversary, they're gonna have specific tracks dedicated to older games, like one dedicated to Sunshine, or where you go through like Delfino Island or whatever, or Galaxy where you're like shot into space. Not that they don't have stuff like that anyway, but like specifically for those games, or like New Donk City. So from Odyssey, that would be kind of neato.
I love it. That's awesome.
What do you feel about like an open world Mario Kart? Would you like that where you can drive all over the place, or like do you just like the tracks?
That's an interesting concept. I mean, that's what Forza Horizon does. I think other racing games do that. I could see that. I haven't considered that at all. I think I'd be down for that.
I think it would be fun. I think it'd be fun to explore kind of like the open worldness, but like Mario Kart is so good at being casual that I think they'd have to have two separate modes. Like maybe that's like part of the story mode. Like I don't know any other racing games, but I know they have like a story mode or like stuff like that, and that would be interesting. But I think they also need to keep the casual online play as well.
Yeah, if I was like doing that single player mode or whatever, maybe even co-op, but like if I just got online, I mean I would just want to play against 23 other Switches just like I always have. I think that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see. Other thing I have is that they announced that the Switch 2 Direct will specifically be in April, specifically April 2nd of this year. So we're looking at maybe a launch of like June, or maybe they're gonna wait for the holidays. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully June. I think that was what the original Switch was. Announced in March and released in June or July. I don't know. I don't remember.
It wasn't announced in March. It released in March.
Oh, it released in March. Then it was announced in June, released in March. I don't know. You're right.
Or
maybe it was
yeah.
June,
As far
right?
as
I don't know.
24
Hell if I know.
player, as far as 24 player Mario Kart goes, I'm excited about that. People are like saying, "Oh, is there going to be like gas gas station refills as a part of the gameplay? Like you're going to have a limited supply, a gas tank on your cart that you have to worry about. Who knows?" Yeah, I mean, it's looking exciting. I think people have dissected every possible millisecond of the trailer, and
Yeah, they have.
we just kind of have to wait 2 more months till we figure something else out.
Ooh, what would be cool, now that I'm thinking of Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, the best Hot Wheels game on Nintendo 64, they have, it's not open world, you follow a track obviously, but there are like hidden carts or like hidden cars around the track if you like go in a certain hideout or like hit this jump at whatever. That would be neato. If you're just kind of exploring the world and you just so happen upon a secret entrance to something, and then you make this cool sick jump and you get a cool car, that would be neat.
Heck yeah. The possibilities are endless.
Car, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Anything else for Switch 2? Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you what you thought the launch titles were going to be. If you think Mario Kart is the launch title, or you think it's maybe a 3D Mario title, or what?
I don't really have a good grasp on it. It could be either of those things. I think that sometime this year we will be getting Pokemon Legends AZ. I don't know if it would be a launch title, and I don't know if they would go cross-platform with it. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild came out on both consoles, which is just wild when you think about it now. Like the Wii U was such a failure, but I guess they felt like they owed it to the people who had been waiting for like ages for that game to come out. So that was a different story, but I don't know if Pokemon Legends would be a launch title, and I don't know if it would be a Switch 1 and Switch 2 release. I could see it. I could see it running less good on the Switch 1, making people want to pick it up on the Switch 2. I think I'm going to say Mario Kart is a launch title. I'm gonna say Mario 3, a 3D Mario will be launch year,
Mm-hmm.
but not launch title.
I think that's smart. I had the same thought. I mean, they wouldn't have showed us Mario Kart if it wasn't going to be one of the first games that you get to play on it. I feel like that would have been silly to get people's hopes up. 3D Mario title obviously is going to be at some point. Now, I wonder if they're going to do like they did for the Switch 1, have a freaking back-to-back month of first-party release. The whole year the Switch 1 came out. It was like bam, 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 bam. So that would be interesting. I wonder how much... I don't know. Do you think they're going to do like the $10 upgrades like the other companies are doing? Like, oh, you can put Breath of the Wild into your Switch and you can pay $10 to get it upgraded.
That doesn't seem very Nintendo.
Hopefully not. And then another question is, do you think games are going to be $70? They're going to follow suit with the other consoles, or do you think they'll stay at 60?
It seems weird to be paying 70 for a Mario game, but the console is so cheap. Like, this thing's probably going to be $400 with no OLED screen. They're so focused on cost saving. Oh man. I'm gonna say 60.
You're gonna say 60? Or if they do cross generation, they can do 60 on the Switch, 70 on the Switch 2. We got lots of questions.
That's a good point. Wait. Tears of the Kingdom was 70, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I'm saying 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call. And then when do you think... Well, you might have this later on your list, so I won't ask. But I think Pokemon is a surefire thing. I think they've already confirmed that Z through A is coming at some point this year. What do you think about Smash or Zelda? You think we'll see any of those or no?
We're getting to... No, definitely not Zelda. We just got Echoes, and we're definitely not getting a Tears of the Kingdom style extravagant adventure yet.
Right.
But I think that... What was the other one you said?
Smash.
I don't think so. I think that Mario Kart, 3D Mario, and Pokemon are probably the big hitters this year. Yeah. And anything after that, probably some freaking 1-2 Switch style nonsense to show you how the mouse Joy-Cons work or whatever. Like, not a whole lot of other stuff. I think those three are the big ones for this year.
They're going to give us an awesome, point and click adventure that shows the mouse. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think that's a good bet. Oh, also, a final question. Do you think we're going to have a direct related to just software before the Switch 2 is announced? Or no? For Switch 1.
Do I think we'll have a what?
A direct.
Oh.
A software.
I heard somebody saying that. I think that's interesting because I don't see why anyone would need... No, I'm going to say no. It's all forwards compatible. I think they're going to... No, it's a no for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Well, they're not going to want to overshadow whatever they're doing, and plus,
yeah,
I don't know how much they want to keep selling Switch 1 games along with Switch 2. I don't know, because Sony does that too, don't they? Where they did, and I think Xbox did too, where they were still selling previous console games, were still making them, and then having them upgraded or released later. I don't know. It's very confusing.
Yeah, there are still PS4 games coming out, which is insane. But the 3DS and the Wii U had games coming out for until 2019. I don't see that happening just because... I don't know. They are forwards compatible, so even if you have... Yeah, I think we could see some cross-platform games, but not all of them. Similar to how PlayStation and Xbox are doing it. I think that a lot of these companies are going to want to have the wider play base. The amount of consoles that the Switch 1 sold, yeah, it would probably be in the best interest for Nintendo and the third parties to continue to release games on both platforms, at least for a couple more years.
Yeah,
not every release, but a lot of them.
Now, what I don't want to see is just a game made for the Switch that they're just like, yeah, it's going to be better, wink, wink, on the Switch too, but it's not. That would suck. It was clearly designed for the Switch 1 and not upgraded at all for the Switch 2. That would suck. I hope we don't see that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, we'll just put it on that one too and call it exactly the same. And you're paying $70 for that version. Ooh, that would make me angry. Hopefully
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Nice. Okay, I think that's all. But super excited.
I'm excited. As long as there's like good launch titles, then I'll be there day one. But I didn't get the Switch until Odyssey or Splatoon 2 came out, just because I had Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and everything else between then and Splatoon 2 was just like a Wii U port. So the real thing I was waiting for with the Switch was, I've said it before, I was waiting for like a special edition console. I was in college, working a fast food job at the time. I didn't have money to just go spend $300 now. I'll just drop another $300 when a special edition comes out. So I was trying to just do it one time and be one and done, but they took forever to actually start releasing some good actual special edition consoles for that platform. And I would be great if they would release multiple color options from the get-go. I think that would be fun, but I don't see that happening at all.
Nope.
So instead, I will spend the $400 to get it day one probably, and then I will drop another $500 to get a really nice OLED model down the road.
Yep. Or whatever they decide to do.
Man, if we get like a Metroid-themed console, I'm going all in.
I think it would be stupid not to. I mean, that's one of my wants on here, is I want more special editions and I want more customizations. It's so stupid that we didn't have that before.
That's a good want. I put Metroid Prime 4 on my 2025 wish list, but I didn't think, when I was just telling you the 3 big hitters coming out this year, I didn't even mention that one. Yeah. So I don't know. 4 big hitters seems like too much. But with that, I think we should get into our wish list. So
I agree. Start us off.
Me, I have 10, I think. Let's start with Metroid Prime 4. I think development was announced in 2017. I looked it up. I remember being shook by that trailer. I mean, it wasn't even really a trailer, but I was shook to think that we were finally getting a new game. Retro Studios in 2019 was announced to be taking over development, and Bandai Namco was like reported to be the original developer, but there's no like actual proof of Nintendo saying that. It was just kind of, I don't know, people discovered that through other means or whatever. And it's been 18 years since Metroid Prime 3. We did get Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS. That's like a really hated game. I've never played it. And I played the first 3 probably 8 or 9 years ago. I really enjoyed them. Looking forward to Metroid Prime 4. I don't know that it will come out this year. If we're getting Pokemon, if we're getting Mario Kart, if we're getting 3D Mario, I don't know. I could see 3D Mario maybe not coming this year. Maybe it gets announced, and we get it early or midway through 2026. I could see that being a possibility. But it's all speculation. I really don't have anything to back it up. I have no doubt that Retro Studios is going to do fantastic work on Metroid Prime 4. And we recently got that trailer. I don't know how recent. It's probably been a minute. But we did finally get a real trailer. And it just looks like more of the same. It looks like Metroid Prime. So it's going to need some quality of life improvements. We're finally going to be using an actual controller, like we saw on the Metroid Prime Remaster. We're not going to have to be using infrared or motion controls. We're not going to have to be using the freaking GameCube controller. That was a really weird way to play the first game. But yeah, it should be modernized, and I'm hoping that they do it right. I have high hopes for it. And you are not going to be playing Metroid Prime 4.
Unless it is like so damn cool I can't resist. Like if they fix the map and the controls, of the freaking first one, which I assume they have. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played any other ones, but like that was miserable. I just think maybe I don't have enough experience with that genre, so maybe that being my first one wasn't super good. I don't know. I want to. Sci-fi is so cool, and I don't hate shooters. It's just the whole first person one, and then just like not being able to like see around you, freaking was like claustrophobic. It freaked me out. I felt like I was getting surrounded. It was like I was playing a horror game, but it's not scary at all.
It's a little nerve-wracking. The music is kind of intense.
Mm-hmm. And the Metroid things, like you have to kill them a certain way, or they're like immune, or they just keep coming at you like jellyfish, coming at you. Freaky.
Metroids are pretty freaky. I agree. What do you have?
My first want is a 3D Mario game, and I will drop some facts here for you. So the last 3D Mario game was Super Mario Odyssey. Obviously, it was released in 2017, almost 8 years ago, by the way, which is the longest gap we've ever had between 3D Mario games. Now, since Odyssey came out, we've had Super Mario Maker 2 in 2019, Bowser's Fury, which is the companion game to the Wii U port of Super Mario World, right?
3D World.
3D World, yep. In 2021, and then Super Mario Wonder in 2023. So we've had Super Mario games, just not 3D ones, or not complete 3D ones. I don't know. Bowser's Fury is like its own little side thing. Now I know games take a long time to develop, but I feel like Nintendo purposely didn't release this one on the Switch so that they could use it as a launch title or something early on in the Switch 2's life, because obviously that's one of their big sellers. They don't have Zelda down the pipeline. Pokemon would be a weird choice to stake it on, even though it would sell like crazy since it's not like a first party Nintendo game. It is, of course, but it's like they don't make them, Game Freak does. So I thought that would have been a little weird. And I think they might think that it would have overshadowed some of the other Mario games that they came out with. Like, I don't know, given the choice between a 2D Mario and a 3D Mario, I think most new gamers would probably pick the 3D one. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I have no statistics to back that up other than my own anecdotal evidence.
I think that's true.
And then I've heard some theories that maybe Bowser's Fury was like a trial into open world. I'm sure you can describe it more than I can because I didn't play it, but it was more freeing, more open versus some of the other kind of like level-based ones. What do you think? Do you think that holds any weight?
I suppose. I mean, Odyssey isn't level-based, but it is planet-based or whatever. Like, you are kind of confined to one planet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's not more open world than Odyssey. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that I don't think open world is a good way to describe 3D Bowser's Fury.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. What I want to see from the next Mario title is, honestly, they could have just given us the same capping mechanic. I thought that was so fun and so cool. You could do so many different things with it if you like got really good at it. I would have been happy with that, but I assume they're probably going to come up with some gimmicky thing now that it's going to be released on the Switch too. Don't know what that would be. And then I personally like the kind of hub world that Super Mario 64 had, and no 3D Mario game has kind of scratched that itch like that one has, where I just like being able to explore a castle, right? Maybe put some more things in it, or explore some sort of hub world, or like something that you can like do activities or like mini games or whatever the heck. And then go into the different worlds. Like, I liked the kind of planet-based things that was in Super Mario Odyssey. I just didn't like that you couldn't, like, I don't know, it, like, easily...
Yeah, I get it. Galaxy has the hub world. You know, I don't hate... I always hate that in other games. Like, Sonic Adventure pisses me off with that, and there's a lot of other examples I could give you, but, like, Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy, I didn't hate the hub world. I don't know why that is. But yeah, it's always fun to explore. There's always NPCs to talk to. There's like stars you can get from doing things in this hub world.
Yeah.
It's a cool touch.
Now, I thought about... I haven't played Forgotten Kingdom, Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom, Forgotten Land, whatever it is. But like, I liked that you could build like your own like little community kind of thing, and there was like mini games to do there. And I'm not suggesting do it as that like in depth, but like something to do in the hub world would be cool. like you said, talking to NPCs or like, I don't know, just stuff like that.
You
Unlocking
really didn't
different
play
things,
Kirby?
it was cool. No, I did. I haven't played it in a while, so I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
exactly what it looks like. But I know there was mini games and there's fun things to do.
Yeah.
And like I like the fact that you had to get a certain amount of stars to like unlock these different levels, or like open this door in the castle in Super Mario 64. So that would be neat. But yeah, that's my first one. I think we're for sure gonna get it the first year. Don't know if it'd be a launch title though.
I also had 3D Mario written down. I don't have much more to add on to that, but yeah, it has been a solid 8 years almost since Odyssey. Um, they did do a Galaxy 2, so it is totally possible that we could get an Odyssey 2, but I'm cool with something new. I'm cool with Odyssey 2. The game was honestly pretty perfect. Um, as long as it's not Sunshine 2, I think we'll both be happy.
Yes. Or if it is Sunshine 2, make it better. Like, I like the flood mechanic. I've said that before, but, like, it was so unforgiving. The camera was bad, some of the levels were stupid. If you want to do a Sunshine 2, just make it better. Not easier, like, not, like, make the game super easy like Odyssey was, but just, make it fair, I suppose.
Um, I'll do a different one since we already did 3D Mario. I wrote Pokemon Legends AZ. I hope that comes out this year. I love Scarlet Violet. I think we're due. Not that we're like in need of a new Pokemon. We get a lot of Pokemon. We got a ton on the Switch, and we've been getting a
Yeah.
lot. So I'm glad that they kind of took a little break and like I think Scarlet Violet and Legends were the same year. That was a pretty insane year for
Yeah, it was.
Pokemon. Um, I thought Legends Arceus was incredible. Had a great time with it. They changed up the formula a lot with that game and
Yep.
made completing the Pokédex totally different. It was totally open world and um, no gyms to fight in. It's just a really cool, unique experience. And I'm not someone that thinks Pokemon, like traditional Pokemon games, are getting stale. I always enjoy them, and they still switched it up a lot with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Um, I think, I mean, we obviously don't have much to go off of. There's like a reveal trailer, like with just the title, I think, is all we have gotten for that game. There
Yep.
were leaks maybe like 6 months ago, and I remember hearing that the game was like pretty close to completion. Have you heard about that?
Mm-mm. No.
When all those like weird, creepy leaks came out about Pokemon, um, there was like a massive data breach or something. I remember someone getting like the Pokemon Legends ZA file or something and like playing that game, and from what I remember, it wasn't super polished. Obviously, it's not ready for release, but it was like pretty complete. And um, I hope that that means that we're going to get it this year and it's going to look a lot better than Scarlet and Violet and perform better. But the thing about Pokemon is that it is incredibly fun and I'm going to enjoy it even if it looks like trash. I'm still gonna pay the freaking $70 for it, which is really bad, but it is still
Yep.
so fun, and I will be there day one for it whenever they decide to release it. But I've loved all the Switch Pokemon games so far, all the mainline ones, and I think that I'm ready for ZA.
ZA. Yeah, is it Z2A? ZA? I don't know. Anyway, I think the Legends Arceus has been like it's probably my favorite Pokemon game since like Silver, or like ones from 30 years ago. But I like that they changed the formula a lot. I think the gyms would be fun, or like just battling other people to kind of mix things up or make it a little more traditional. I don't know. I didn't finish it. I didn't beat the I didn't beat the main story. I didn't complete the Pokédex of Arceus because I just got tired of it, as I usually do with most Pokemon games. But I think if they make it look better, now I'm not saying I want like realistic Pokemon. I don't want freaking Detective Pikachu like movie style Pokemon. Hell no. I like the cartoony nature of it. I think they would look weird if they were all like realistic, like photorealistic, but like make the trees look nicer, the grass textures look nicer, the water look better.
Yeah.
That's all I think most people want. We don't want realistic Pokemon walking around. That was freaky.
I don't think anyone wants that.
But Now, if we get freaking Lugia in one of these Arceus games, that would be awesome.
Mm.
I'd love him. Let's see. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I would like to see more Joy-Con customizations. I like more colors, more custom ones, more character ones specifically. Like they did like the Zelda ones, they did Fortnite ones, they did all sorts of those, and I like those. I just thought they were like too drip feedy. Like I wanted them like more often and like more availability. Like you can't get any of those anymore. Like they are not on any shelves. If you didn't, you can get the green, the neon green, and the neon pink ones, and the neon red and the neon blue, and that's like it if you go to the store. Sometimes you can get the orange and the purple ones, and sometimes you can get the pastel ones, but like that is it if you want those cool ones. I also would like to see them like sold separately. Like if we had a set that was, you know, Link themed and Zelda themed, you could put those in one box together, but then specifically have like the left one, Link one, being sold separately, the right Zelda one being sold separately, so you didn't have to spend $80 or $70, whatever it is, to get two when you really only wanted the one. They kind of did that for a while, but you can't buy them separately anymore. And
You
then
could buy
also,
Joy-Cons by themselves?
yeah, for a while you can. Sometimes you can still find them in Target, like the red one or the blue ones are sold separately.
What?
But that's it, yeah. And then another cool thing I thought they could do is bring back like the transparent or like the translucent style of like the 2000s.
Please.
Like all Nintendo 64 consoles, they were like see-through. You could like see the gizmos, the gadgets on the inside. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. Everything in life right now just feels like it's so based on nostalgia. Like, we get remakes of games, of movies, everything is being remade from the 80s and 90s. I can't believe they haven't brought back the translucent shells for anything. It's crazy.
Yeah. And they're so pretty, and they can do so many different colors. I think that would be so neat. I mean, you can get them like third party and you can replace them yourself, but that's no fun. And then also I think it'd be cool to do D-pad ones where you can sell the right and the left ones with D-pads and just sell them separately. But like
That'd
still
be
buy
neat.
Nintendo so they actually are like good.
It's amazing. I was going to say it's amazing that they didn't sell single Joy-Cons with how bad the drift situation was these last 8 years. But now you're telling me that was a thing. I've never even seen that. How much were
Certainly
they?
was the thing. I think they were $40. So to get them together, I think was $70, and then separate, I think was $35 or $40. So
It's very interesting.
it was more expensive to get them individually.
If you go to the store right now, can you find gray ones, or are those gone?
I don't think you can find those either.
I think I heard
don't know.
that.
I think those are gone too, and it's stupid. Because why would they be like a limited time thing?
Yeah. I said Mario Kart 9. I don't think we need to talk about it much more than we already have. I hope it comes out at launch, and I hope that, for the love of God, the internet situation is so much better. If this podcast had been around since the Wii, we would have been complaining about that since the Wii. It's just been an issue.
Yep.
I remember playing Brawl online, and no, I remember trying to play Brawl online. It's ridiculous, and they added the Ethernet to the OLED dock, which was cool. I think that was a step in the right direction, but I don't think most people play with Ethernet. I just need the servers to be better, whatever's going on inside the Switch to be better for playing online. And I mean, that was a huge thing for me when I was into Mario Kart on the Wii. I really enjoyed playing online. I didn't do a whole lot of it on Mario Kart 8, but I know that's really popular on the Switch. And I guess they've done good with that. I guess I'm complaining about just Nintendo's internet service in general, but like Mario Kart's internet has been pretty solid online play from my understanding.
Yep, I've never had a problem with it.
But if I'm going to be playing, well, like even Splatoon was pretty good, so I don't know what the issue is. But I have had issues playing like Smash, even the newest Smash. I don't know. I guess it has definitely gotten better now that I sit here and think about it, but I hope that it gets even better because 24 switches is a lot. a lot more than
It
Nintendo's
is.
used to handling.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I hope that it's a fantastic. I know it's going to be fantastic. Whether they call it Nintendo Kart, Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 11, whatever it is, it's going to be great. But let me tackle another one on this list. Do you know how many you had on your list?
I have 20, but some of them are just like mentions.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead then?
So this one is kind of short. I just throw it out there. I want to see more VR, and I know people are maybe tired of it or like don't even care about it at all, but I think the concept of virtual reality is so cool, and I don't want these companies to like look at the numbers and be like, oh my god, it's not selling well. Obviously nobody cares about virtual reality. I just think the technology isn't quite there yet. Like everything has to be plugged in, the wires are a mess. It's not like actual like wireless kind of stuff yet. And I think Meta, which is the big company, the Facebook and blah 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 whatever, that's doing like the metaverse and all that stupid stuff, like they don't really have a lot of expertise in gaming, so their stuff looks like crap. And I hope that we kind of, I don't know, incorporate more like game developers and actually making like a fun freaking VR game that's kind of like the metaverse. I don't know. I just think there's so much potential there, and I don't want them to be scared and stop doing it. Because I think, I don't know if you ever watched the movie or read the book Ready Player One, the video
No.
game one. Well, anyway, they just put on the goggles or whatever, and they do like school in VR, and they have like all these cool games, and it's like they wear like this whole suit, and you like if you're hit in a game, like you feel the pressure in that spot on your suit. I think that is so cool, and I think that we're so close. I just don't want them to stop developing it because it'll be there eventually. It's just not there yet. So I want to
think
see more VR
you're
stuff.
right. I think you're right. We did a podcast probably 2 or 3 years ago on VR, and it's insane to think of like how long it has been. I don't know. It's felt like the next step for decades, and we still haven't gotten there.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like we're getting closer with like the Apple Vision Pro is not VR, but it is in that realm.
Yep.
Wow, you are the one with the flu, and I'm coughing over here. The Apple Vision Pro seems like incredible. I really don't keep up with that stuff, but I think that we are getting very close. I think that it really, really feels like the next step. Right now, we have been stepping up graphics and performance and frame
Yep.
rate and all that with our new consoles, but that's been like it's been that for since the PS3. You'll get the new gimmick from Nintendo, but for the most part, since the 2006 or whatever, like 20 years, we have just been improving the graphics and stuff. And like I think the next big thing has to be VR. I think
Yep.
we are going to be at that point. It is cost prohibitive right now, and it is a hassle with all the cables and stuff, but I hear from people all the time, it's like, yeah, I got this new VR. I don't even know which one it is. There's the freaking Oculus, the Meta, like blah blah blah. I don't even know, but one of them has like virtually no cords now, and it's like awesome, great. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad we're getting there. But I think
Yep.
they're still insanely expensive. I think they don't have the software support, right? Like there was a Batman game that came out. There was a Half-Life game that came out, but I don't think I could name that many more games. There's no like need to have games. I
Right.
think that's what it really needs. It needs to have a game that will make you. It needs a system seller. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Something that's worth paying 400, 500, sometimes $600
Yeah.
for these things, and we're just not there yet. So, eventually we will be. I think that is definitely the next step. Hopefully they just make it so, like, I get really motion sick, and I enjoy the heck out of playing the Beat Saber, whatever, but as soon as I took that off, I was like, oh my god. So if we can get rid of that, that'd be awesome. Some kind of thing that, like, stabilizes the horizon for our motion sick people out there like me. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah. I have one more Nintendo specific one,
Ooh.
and that is a new Donkey Kong.
Mm.
Now, given all the other first party stuff that we've talked about that is seemingly probably coming out this year or early next year, I think that this is unlikely. But let's talk about it anyway. I'm good with 2D or 3D. We just got the Returns game. That's a 2D game that's been out for like 20 years.
Forever.
so it's been 10 years since we got Tropical Freeze, which was the last 2D Donkey Kong game, honestly. Um, and I don't even know how long it's been since a 3D DK. I guess it would have to be the N64.
Yeah.
But people have been speculating that we might get a new, like a few years ago there was all this talk. I don't remember what brought it on, if it was just a leak or something, but there was all this talk of like a new 3D Donkey Kong coming out. And I don't know where that started, but I would have loved that. If there's something coming out more in like maybe the Mario Odyssey style, where you have you have a world you're gonna go explore, and you're going from world to world, just playing as Donkey Kong, and he's got all of his gimmicks and move sets and everything. And I think that would be pretty awesome for a 3D Donkey Kong. But I'm also down for 2D. I love me some Donkey Kong Country. All of them are fantastic. And
Yep.
I enjoyed Donkey Kong 64. It was a bit of a collectathon, but it wasn't bad. I think they could certainly take some things from some notes from DK 64 as well.
Yep.
I don't know. You have any interest in a new DK?
Yeah, for sure. I would totally pick up one. I think I'd be more likely to pick up a 3D one, just because I haven't played a 3D Donkey Kong in 25 years. Really, really long time since it went on Nintendo 64. But yeah, a 2D one would be fine too. I mean, I love Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. We played through 3. I played through 1 and 2 on the Game Boy forever ago. Or Game Boy Advance forever ago. Yeah, I would be interested in both of those. I think it's interesting, you mentioned the rumors that there was going to be another 3D Donkey Kong. I wonder if behind the scenes they kind of pushed it to be on the Switch too, so that they can have it be in like the lineup of the first year. They have to make the first year of the Switch 2 worth buying. So I feel like they have to do first party release every single month like they did the first Switch. So I feel like that could totally be one. Yoshi might be up there. I don't know. We'll see. But that would be fun. I would probably buy it on sale.
I guess it really
Not for
depends how late
$70.
this console comes out. June, July is already pretty late. Like we were saying, you said it might come out in June. If it comes out that late, I don't know how many games they could cram into the first year.
Well, first fiscal year.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So June to June or July to July or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. That would be fun. And it would kind of coincide with the opening of Super Nintendo World at Universal, so that would be interesting. Let's see. My next one, I'm gonna put these two together, I think, because that makes sense in my mind. I was super pissed that they stopped at the Super Nintendo Mini or Classic, depending on where you are. I want a Nintendo 64 one. I think it's stupid we didn't get one. I understand why we didn't get one, because that was the time that Nintendo Switch Online was coming about. And so they're like, okay, we'll just put Nintendo 64 games on here. But, like, why don't I have one in my hand right now? Why did we stop? I understand stopping at GameCube. That would probably have been a little more difficult. But, like, Nintendo 64 is not that much of a jump from the Super Nintendo. And I want it right here in my hands. It would be so cool to put next to the other mini things. That's like my console. I don't understand. Stupid. And then in that vein, why didn't we get a Game Boy Classic or Game Boy Mini? I think that would be cool. That would be super easy. Load up some Pokemon on there, some, OG Mario and all that stuff. Stupid. Now, would that have been mini? I don't know. They probably could have made it mini, or just like a regular one. I don't know. Stupid we didn't get those.
Yeah, I don't see that happening just because of NSO, but it is your wish list.
Yep. It's just stupid that they stopped. It's like, oh, this is going to be so cool. We're going to get Nintendo 64 tiny, and I can play all the games on that. Psych.
Okay. I think we are long past due for something I've been asking for years, and that is a DS player for my Wii U. And it's too late for Nintendo to make it, so I don't care which third party makes it, but Analog seems to be a really good company. They got the Pocket, they got that N64 coming out. If they would like to take my money for a Nintendo DS player for the Wii U, I will support it with every ounce of my being. So I've been saying this for years, um, and I think it would have happened if the Wii U was more successful. But the DS player essentially would be a a Game Boy player that we have on the GameCube or the Super Nintendo, where you just connect it to the Wii U and then it plays all of your physical DS games.
That would be
And
cool.
the reason it's unlikely, I guess, I don't know, it just seems like a very far-fetched idea, mostly because of how small the install base was for the Wii U. First of all, like how many people bought it, and then now it's 2025, like freaking 14 13 years later, how many people still have the Wii U, right? That number
Right.
has been halved or even less now. And then you take that number and you shrink it even more for people that don't have bricked Wii U's, right?
Right. Yeah. Dang.
So
Thank you for the support out here.
I think it is very far fetched. It is my wish list. I want to see it. I would even be. I think the most likely scenario for this thing is a Kickstarter, just because of how small the player base would be for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would support a Kickstarter for that. I really love playing the DS. I love playing on a console. I've said that before. I love to play everything on a TV, and the Wii U was made for this. The bottom screen is in your hand. It's got the touch screen. It has everything you need. It's got the microphone on it, right? It has
Yep.
literally everything a DS has, and
Built-in stylus.
exactly, it would be fantastic to experience my DS library on the TV. And I don't think it's so far fetched that it'll never happen. I think it is totally a possible thing that a third party could make happen with a Kickstarter, but who knows?
That's a cool idea. In the same vein, I will say that this is definitely far-fetched too, because I don't know how they would do it, or if it would even be a good solution, the one that I have. But DS games on Nintendo Switch Online, I think that would be super fun. Obviously, we know you need two separate screens. Now, I don't know if if the screen on the Switch 2 is big enough, or they could just have them side by side, which would make some of the games, they'd have to rework it to be a little funky with some things. Or we could see them turn the screen vertically, and then so have obviously the first screen on the top and then the bottom screen on the bottom, and just have some kind of adapter where you can plug it into that. I don't know if that would work, but I think that would be super cool. Um, yeah, I think that is pretty far-fetched. I don't know if they would do something funky like that, but I think that would be fun.
I saw a stupid Instagram reel that just caught my attention, so I watched the whole thing, and it was this guy's like, Nintendo, I'm going to show you how to make $1 billion or some crap, and it's somebody has like a modded Switch, and they sell attachments to make your Switch vertical, and you can put the
Mm-hmm.
Joy Cons on the side where they don't
Yep.
go usually, and that literally solves the issue for DS games. That's what the video was about. He had modded his system so that he could play DS games on it. And just like you were saying, you put the console handheld vertical and the Joy Cons are on the sides, and voila, like grab yourself a stylus. And I could see Nintendo doing that. I could see them selling their own attachment to hold the console sideways, just so you could literally play DS games on handheld mode. I think that works really well.
I don't think we'll get 3DS games. I think that maybe is too far in the future. Maybe, but like you can't really do the 3D features, so they'd all have to be flat. But DS games, I think, is definitely plausible.
Mega Man collections have come out, and Castlevania collections have come out as well, where they put these DS games on modern platforms. And the Switch version is obviously the only one with a touchscreen, and so you you are able I guess they kind of put the big screen, that they put the top screen larger on these collections, and then they give you a smaller screen for what would have been the DS touchscreen off to the side, and that works. But that does take a lot of effort. It's no longer just porting them to your new platform and putting them on
Yep.
NSO. It's like you actually have to put in some legwork to get those made that way.
Functioning. Yeah. I believe you're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
I just did the 3DS player. What are we talking about? I talked so much. I thought that was my point.
Oh, then I brought up DS on NSO.
Oh, okay. Let's do PlayStation. I don't have a PS5 yet, and it's because I don't know. I don't. There's not enough games on it for me to justify spending $500 on it. I want to play Spider-Man 2, and that's about it. Like, there's just not enough for me to justify it right now. I still have so many games that I haven't played from, I don't know, the last 40 years of video games, so I'm just not in a rush. um, that being said, I would love some news on Insomniac's Wolverine game. Release date, trailer, something. The reveal was all the way back in 2021 for that game, where Logan was sitting in a bar, and we didn't get any gameplay or anything. We just kind of got a cool announcement trailer. And then I think last year there were some major leaks for this game. I remember it was like everybody felt bad for Insomniac with how crazy these leaks were, but the game was looking to be pretty level based rather than open world, which I'd be down for. Spider-Man has his open world games, and that makes sense because he can swing through the city. Wolverine doesn't have an equivalent unless they give him like a Harley to ride around on. But if this were like a level-based game, I think that'd be pretty sick. I think that Insomniac is more than capable of making a fantastic game, so I don't have anything to worry about there. I wonder if they are waiting for a new console to drop. I mean, we got the PS5 and the PS5 Pro is out now. There's talk of the Xbox new console coming out next year, so I don't know what's going on over there at PlayStation. I don't even feel like that we need a new console yet. I feel like I don't feel like the hardware is dated for these consoles, and it also doesn't feel like they've been out as long as they have. It's been like 5. We're coming up on 5 years, which is really crazy.
5 years? Whoa.
I guess we're like a good 10 months away from 5 years, but yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, looking forward to that game whenever they decide to release it.
That one seems fun. I didn't know that was a thing, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to package these two together, even though they're very different. So we just talked about NSO. I think it's high time that they put GameCubes on Nintendo Switch Online. I think they really enjoy remastering GameCube games and selling them for $60. So I don't know if they're gonna stop that. But I think GameCube games would be awesome. GameCube games just in general look really good, even if they aren't remastered or anything. They just look crisp and nice. Now that being said, I would also like to see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker get released on the Switch 2. That was like rumored for forever to be coming on the Switch 1 to kind of bide the time between the two Zeldas, and it never happened. The big 3D Zeldas never happened. So I would like to see those maybe get a remastered, just on contrary to what I just said, but put them in like a dual pack, so it's $30 each instead of $60 for both. So
yeah, keep dreaming.
I am biased when it comes to Zelda, obviously, but I think that GameCube games would be awesome on Nintendo Switch Online. But I also think since there's going to be another big gap between the 2D and the 3D Zelda that just came out on the Switch 1, the Switch 2 needs some kind of Zelda every couple years to, remind people that it's still out there, as if it's not one of the Nintendo's biggest series ever.
You're probably right. Dang, I forgot we had Skyward Sword on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Like, literally, you can almost play every single Zelda game on the Switch right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, that would be cool. The Wii U version of Wind Waker certainly needs to be brought forth.
Yeah, it's already there. They already put in the hard work. So, I think it would be super easy. They don't even have to update it for the Switch 2. Just release it. Or honestly, they could just release it on Switch 1. I'd be happy with that too. But then it would also be playable on the Switch 2, and that's just even better.
Did they change anything in Twilight Princess on Wii U?
I don't think so. I know that they did from the GameCube to the Wii. They made him left-handed to right-handed so you could use a controller, but I don't
Right.
think they changed anything from the Wii to the Wii U.
I mean, I'm sure there's some small things, but for the most part, I think that one's just a HD remaster. But Wind Waker, they made some very good improvements on that one.
Yeah.
My next one here, at the 2024 Game Awards, we saw some Sega titles. We got a little sizzle reel or whatever of some freaking Sega classic franchises that were supposed to be coming back. And it's been radio silence since then. The titles that are supposed to be coming: Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, and Streets of Rage. I've played 3 of those 5, and I enjoyed my time with them. I love Streets of Rage, and whatever Sega's bringing with these classic franchises, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. You know, they had Streets of Rage 4 not that long ago, and that game came out fantastic. I think it's a great time for these retro revivals. I hope they work with someone good like M2 to develop this crap. But yeah, I'm not looking for ports or collections. I'm looking for brand new entries from these franchises, which I think is what they're planning to do. So why is it so quiet from Sega? I don't know, but I hope that they are cooking some good stuff up behind the scenes.
I'm sure they are. Wasn't Sega like struggling not that long ago financially, or was that somebody else?
I think they're okay. I don't have anything to back that up, but with the freaking Sonic movie, I
Right.
think they're good for a hot minute. These
I forgot about
children
that.
love their Sonic movies, man.
They're on 3 right now, right? I have 3 years. 3 is coming out, and then or 4 is coming out. I
No,
don't
3 is
remember.
out right now.
I'm getting lost. 3 is out right now, and then they're doing a 4.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. They move so fast. The first one was great. I didn't watch the second one or the third one. But
Sega also owns Atlas, which is also on fire right now. They are doing amazing work, apparently.
That's true. Okay, never mind. Maybe it was just a whisper. Not even a rumor, just a little whisper. Okay, I mentioned this kind of earlier, but I would like to see a super nice, calm opening for Universal's Super Nintendo World that opens on May 22nd of this year. Hold on, I have other things to say, which is right around the corner. Super excited. I will be going, probably not opening day because the crowds are going to be absolutely obnoxious, and I'm not trying to fight people to get a freaking Mario burger. But I'm super excited for it. I think, well, okay, unless they announce something that's like only going to be there like the first month, like a cool shirt or like one of those cool amiibo bands or something, then I might go and knock some kids out or something like that. But super excited for that. So I don't know if you know, but inside of Super Nintendo World, well, it's in another park. It's called Epic Universe. So they're just going to have their own Mario kind of section. There's Super Mario Land, which is obviously based off the Mushroom Kingdom and all that stuff. I'm sure you've seen the screenshots. It literally looks like it came out of the game.
Yeah.
There's also Yoshi, there's a Mario Kart ride, and also Donkey Kong Country, which maybe is kind of why he's been redesigned. I don't know, and it's something like that. So it's basically just all Mario stuff right now. Now there is a rumor that one of the other parks at Universal is called Islands of Adventure. One of the islands right now is like the big ride called the Lost Continent it's called Poseidon's Fury is kind of like closing. So, or it's been closed for a while, and it's like a huge massive building. So it's not too far removed from like how Zelda like ruins and stuff looks like. It's called the Lost Continent. What's the island's what it's called. And so it's based on like Greek and Arabian mythology. So it's not too far removed from some of the stuff in Zelda. I could see them kind of repurposing all that stuff. But Poseidon's Fury is like a huge, massive building. It wasn't a ride. It was more like a attraction, if you will. You kind of walked through it, but it was super cool. Definitely gonna miss that one. But there's rumors of that being turned into a Zelda area. And then there's also Marvel Island at Universal, or like the Marvel area. And since Disney owns the rights to all of that, I don't think that Universal can like renovate it or like do anything with it. They can't add any new characters or like new rides, so it's kind of stuck in the same kind of rides and everything. They can't change anything. So I've heard whispers of them maybe changing that into like a Pokemon area, which would be cool. So they'd have Nintendo in all 3 of their separate parks, which would be neat. And then I've also heard, same thing with Simpsons. Disney owns the rights to Simpsons, so they can't do anything about it. It's also another island there. Changing that into maybe Pokemon. So Pokemon might be coming, which makes sense. And of course they'd want to split up all 3, so you'd have to buy tickets to all 3, which is another charge or whatever. That would be cool. The main thing I'm looking forward to though is like those cool amiibo wristbands. I don't
Yeah.
know if I consider them amiibo, so I don't have to collect all of them to get the set. But like in Japan, they had the cool, like the gold and the silver ones and the bronze ones. Mwah, that would be
Oh, I
so
didn't know
neat.
that.
So I think it was for like the first year anniversary or something. It's some kind of special something, and they were only available for a limited time. And they're
Oh
gold,
man.
and they're so cool. I want that. Or other like park exclusive stuff, like shirts or like merchandise or like anything fun. Excited.
That's pretty exciting. It's right down the street for you, so to speak.
Yep. Right in my backyard, if you will. Super excited. I can't wait to go.
I'm gonna have to come fly out there and hang out with you for a Nintendo Land day.
Dude, that would be so fun.
Um, not last one. I got a couple more here, but there is apparently a Rayman something in development, and
Ooh.
that's the first time I've been able to say that since we've been doing this podcast. Right? We are over 5 years into this podcast. Ubisoft has confirmed a Rayman title is in development. I hope that it's this year. What I'm betting is that it's just some kind of remaster, probably the very first game on the PlayStation, Jaguar, all that crap. I think that that is the one people are most nostalgic for. Even though I'm a Rayman 2 guy, I think that most people, I mean, the game on PlayStation sold insane numbers. That was probably one of the best selling PS1 games of all time. I think that game made it onto the PS1 Classic Edition thing that they brought back like 5 years ago. People loved that game. As hard as nails as it was, I think that that is the one that like people probably resonate with the most. And so that's probably the game that they're going to remaster, which in itself is kind of crazy. It's literally just a 2D game that looks incredible already. I don't know how much you need to remaster it, but my hope would be a new game, obviously. I would love a brand new Rayman entry, whether it's a 3D platformer or a Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends style game. But likely a remaster, likely a port. I'm going to buy whatever it is and make sure to show Ubisoft that I am a big Rayman fan. And I don't know. I hope it comes this year. I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, he's due for something. I mean, he's like a sleeper agent. He's been there this whole time, but no one's heard from him.
Making DLC appearances in Mario and Rabbids. Yeah.
Is he in the Mario and Rabbids games at all?
Yeah,
Is it
so
just
this
the
latest one that they made, he got his own DLC apparently. I didn't play it, but yeah, he did make a comeback.
Wow, good for him. Well, speaking of favorite series, I would be remiss if I didn't freaking bring up a new Xenoblade Chronicles game. I love them to death. We're getting the latest one, a new one, I guess, that came out was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which released in 2022. I didn't realize it was that long ago. I feel like it was literally just yesterday. But a port of Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming to the Switch in a couple months. I think 2 months next month. I think it's March.
Let's go.
But that's not a new title. It's obviously just like a port. I don't know if it's a remaster or if it's just a straight port. Don't know. But here's something interesting. Monolith Soft has 3 different buildings in Japan and 3 different kind of like production teams that they're kind of working with, and just about 300 employees. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes. The first team is like the main team behind the new games. Then they have 2 other teams, production teams, that kind of help out Nintendo with things like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and also Pikmin and Splatoon. So they're like all up in Nintendo stuff. So the main production team probably has about 2, almost 3 years of maybe cooking up something new, which is probably only halfway through development if they started right after the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I don't know if we'll get like a tease or something. I don't know if they want to do that or they want to wait till it's like mostly done, but they've been doing something for a while and I'm very excited. I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it'll be in like the main trilogy, so the Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, and then Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is completely different. They wrapped up 3 very nicely. They wrapped up that whole trilogy, so I think they'll probably move on. So they'll make like another Xeno series. So Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade. This one maybe Xenoflux, which would be something like about shifting realities or time loops or like unstable cosmic forces, or maybe like a Gods Gone Wild and you have to like calm them down. I don't know. Something like that would be fun. I think they'll do something else in the Xenoblade series, but it'll be different. Or the Xeno series. It'll be different than Xenoblade. That would be super fun. And I look forward to that. Or honestly, if they wanted to do something new, like away from the Xenoblade thing, or the Xeno series, I'd be up for that. I never played a bad game by them.
So we're not expecting a new game. We're just expecting an announcement, or we're hoping for an announcement of some sort.
A tease of some sort. Because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out the first year the Switch launched. Came out in December of that year, so not that many months after it was released in March.
You think you might hear something on April 2nd?
I don't know. I don't know if they've said on April 2nd if it's just going to be like hardware or if they're actually going to talk about software too. I don't know. I guess it depends on when they decide they want to show off their games.
This whole conversation has me excited for April 2nd.
Thrilled.
I only have one more little thing. Do you have like 8 more things left?
I have a couple more things. Most of them are just short. Do you want me to do?
I mean, I don't need you to rush through it. I'm down to hear what you got. Go ahead and do one more.
So I think it is due time for Nintendo to put out a new IP, brand new, something like Splatoon, something we haven't seen before. I think a co-op game would be really cool. Nintendo specifically loves their co-op. They love just being able to sit on the couch, split the Joy-Cons apart, and hand you something. I think something specifically designed around that, multiplayer. You could even do it online too, of course, but I think it would be interesting to see a co-op game like It Takes Two, like Couch co-op, or something like Unravel. I don't know if you played that series. Something like that. Game. I don't know why they haven't done something like that yet. Maybe it'll be with the new mouse gimmick. Who knows? Something that would be cool. A sci-fi game. I feel like Nintendo could. I mean, they have Star Fox and all that, which is sci-fi, but we haven't really seen anything new from him for a while. So I think a cool, expansive sci-fi game would be interesting. I don't know what they would do with it, but they haven't really explored that too much. And then maybe I can't talk about it. I don't think I'm gonna get sued, but like the playtest program. Like, that was more... It wasn't really a game, even though you kind of played it. It was more, I think, like a social interface for people to just kind of, like, log on to the Switch, too, and, like, interact with other users. I think that's probably where they will go with it. But I don't know. Something like that might be... Like, when you start up the Switch, like, you might just... Or Switch 2, you might just automatically go to this lobby and then just be able to interact with people and see, like, their high scores, or, like, what they're playing, or, like, what they're doing. Kind of like, you remember on the Wii U where you yeah, kind of something like that, but have it be like immediately when it like pulls up, like kind of like maybe like a lobby or something. I don't know, but it was weird. It wasn't really a game, without saying too much. It was not a game, if that makes sense. But I think they're due for a new IP.
What was the second thing you said after that new IP?
Couch co-op, a co-op game.
Oh yeah, It Takes Two is like the most Nintendo game I've ever played. It's like we totally need something like that. I mean, the story wasn't very Nintendo, but the gameplay was awesome. I think that's a cool idea. I would love to see that.
That'd be fun. I mean, they're like the kings of multiplayer, and we haven't had a game specifically designed around it. I don't know. It just seems weird.
My last one here is a new Guitar Hero, and I don't... It's a little far-fetched, but also not really. Like, we just got that new peripheral from PDP or something, one of those companies that makes third-party peripherals, and it's because freaking Fortnite has, like, literally Guitar Hero in it now, and... you can just go and play that. I think it's time for like a dedicated Guitar Hero game to make a return. I think that would probably sell really well, to tell you the truth. I think that if you look at the aftermarket, not aftermarket, if you look at the second-hand market, that's the number two. The peripherals sell for a lot of money. Like, they're in demand. People are trying to relive that nostalgia. Activision should get us a new Guitar Hero game, and that's pretty much all I have to say for it. We have people wanting to experience it. We have Fortnite, the biggest game on the planet, bringing it back. I don't see why not now. Make it happen.
I agree. And you don't even I know the Switch has Joy-Cons and you can the Wii plug the Joy-Con into the remote, but you don't have to do that anymore because Guitar Hero was on the freaking Wii U and all you had was a USB and you just plugged into the console. Every console's got that now. So it's it would just be so easy. And they're so good. Everyone likes, I feel like a lot of people like a good rhythm game, especially guitar. I mean, you just look so cool playing on guitar.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I'll make these ones kind of short. They're short anyway, but completely far-fetched, maybe not, but I would love to see a complete reimagining of Ocarina of Time or even a 2D title like A Link to the Past. I know they have decent stories, but you could expand upon that so much more given what they've accomplished with Breath of the Wild. It doesn't need to be in the style of Breath of the Wild, but make it bigger, make it 3D, make it, I don't know, more open world where you can kind of go everywhere but still kind of follow the same story. Maybe include crafting or cooking or some of those other aspects that we have. Definitely fix the water temple in Ocarina of Time. That's the big major one. But make the world bigger. I mean, they felt like grand adventures to begin with, but now that we've seen where they can take it, I feel like you can totally step it up a notch.
Yeah.
And any of those kind of things. That's one. On the same vein as Zelda, this is maybe not far-fetched, but I liked that Nintendo had a traveling symphony called Symphony of the Goddesses specifically to play Zelda music. I think that would be cool to do with other Nintendo franchises.
Yes.
Or honestly do that one again. It was so cool. Such a cool experience. You got to see the full symphony in front and then they played gameplay behind it, which was super cool. I went at a time where I can't remember exactly when we went. If it was before Breath of the Wild had released or immediately after, but you could see the gameplay of Breath of the Wild as they played it, and that was so cool. Would like to see something like that kind of tour again. That toured for years. That was really cool.
I missed the Sonic Symphony back in October a few months ago, and I was bummed about that. I really want to go experience more stuff like that. I've never been to a video game symphony, but I know I would freaking love it.
It was so freaking cool. And music in Zelda is so moving and so emotional that it was just it was wild to just see it played out and actually see it in the terms of the game play out. You saw the gameplay of it, you saw Ganon's theme, you saw him come onto the screen. It was just it was breathtaking. It was so cool. Another thing, more amiibo support. So I like amiibo, right? Everybody likes amiibo. They're super rare. Some of them are super rare. So this would maybe help with them kind of re-releasing the rare ones, but actually make a game for it. So I think they were kind of doing something with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. It wasn't the best idea. It sold horribly. It was not a very good game. But I feel if they fleshed that out and made a Mario Party style board game with it, would be super cool. And not even sell it for $60. Make it just a part of Nintendo Switch Online where users can join a board game, scan in their amiibo, use whatever amiibo they want, and have them all have different skills and different move sets and stuff for it. So for example, you could have them still roll the dice or whatever and move, but Donkey Kong can swing from tree to tree and Mario can burn that tree down, or something more interactive where they all have their own powers. So it would make people want to buy all the amiibo. Oh my god, I want the freaking Peach one because she can skip a bunch of spaces with her umbrella. Or oh, I want the Zelda one because he can cut enemies down in front of me. Or just something like that. I think that would make people want to buy all the amiibo so they could play this really cool interactive board game. That's what I want.
They didn't show NFC support in the trailer, did they?
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I could see it going either way, where they either still have it built in, or they just expect you to have older Joy-Cons, and you can just still connect the Joy-Con and use the NFC reader on that. But yeah, I would hate to see it go away, but I could see it go away. I could see them not be, cost saving measures to not bring that into the new Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I could see it too, unfortunately. I also think they kind of did this a little bit, but doing like card games based on that kind of thing. Like, I think Nintendo could get away with having the NFC little readers and cards and making like a trading card game or like something along that. Specifically, given how popular card games are right now, like Balatro is a big one now. So I feel like if they did some kind of trading card game thing, they would have to have the NFC thing in it, and then have them like come up on screen to be able to like battle with people on Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know. I think there's a concept there. I don't know if they'd want to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. These ones are pretty quick. I want to see... Oh, this is never going to happen, given the state of Platinum Games and how everyone's, like, leaving Clover. But Astral Chain 2! That was such a cool series, and I don't think we'll ever see it again.
Man, whenever they did that band, they did something in the last year that made me think we were getting a new Astral Chain.
Yep.
That was a big tease. Yeah.
And then
I don't know. I mean, Platinum is working on Ninja Gaiden 4 with Team Ninja. That just got announced. Platinum's still hanging in there.
I hope so, but I think the creator has been rumored to have left, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right. The Okami guy.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to do that. That's a wand of mine. I've been asking that for years. Love that. I should have mentioned this earlier, but I think it's high time that Nintendo maybe makes a mature story-driven game. They kind of teased that with Emyo, I think that's his name, and the Smiling Man, the Famicom Detective Club. Like, we're like, ooh, this is like spooky, scary stuff. It wasn't really, but it kind of is. But I think they could make a fully fleshed out, story-driven, mature game, and I think people would be here for it. Like, I think there's enough adults that own the Switch that would enjoy that versus just children making games for children. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. A cool concept to play with.
That's interesting. They could bring back Eternal Darkness and test the market on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More Xbox games on Switch too. I think that's kind of been rumored for a long time, because who the hell knows what Xbox is up to? Your computer's an Xbox. Your phone's an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Why can't the Switch 2 be an Xbox?
It will be.
But games like Halo, of course, some of the other kind of games on there. But in the same vein, I think I want some ported titles of Final Fantasy VII Remake. That'd be cool. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, super cool. Any Fallout game, that'd be awesome. Elden Ring, probably not going to happen, but, would be cool. Scarlet Nexus, haven't forgot about that one. So I think some of those big titles coming over would be super cool. I think the Switch 2 could probably handle it. I think they might have to... I don't know. Actually, I don't even know how strong the Switch 2 is, so I'm talking out of my butt here, but I feel like it could handle it based on the rumors that we've seen.
I think it's been about 12 years, and you should buy a PS4. That's what I think.
Yeah. So I have thought about it many, many, many times. I just want like a cheap one. Like, there's millions of things out there. Why can't I just buy like one with the console with some games and controllers and all the hookups for like $70? I don't understand. Like, they're out there as much as the Wii is. You know what I'm saying? And the Wii, I could go to a Goodwill and get a Wii for $20.
That's true.
So I don't understand why I can't do that with the PlayStation 4 yet. Just the base model, like the lowest capacity, is still like $150.
I bet you are going to find one at Goodwill one of these days, and that's going to finally be your foray.
Hopefully. I mean, geez. You know how many Wiis I've seen? You can't go to a Goodwill without seeing a Wii.
Yep.
Stupid. I want one. Just one PS4 for $60 with all the things. $70 maybe. I'd even, you know what? If it came with some games, some physical games, I might even step it up to $100. But it's just dumb.
What else?
And that's it. That's all I got.
2025 wish lists. So that was fun. I think we could do that. I don't know, annually, but that was cool. I think it worked really well considering the new console is about to come out.
And it's the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Or it was when we were supposed to record this.
Yeah, whoops.
All right, let's move into the final third of the show, the games that we are going to play this year. I have mine separated by 2025 releases and then everything else. Why don't you tell me? You don't have to do it in that order. What's the first one you want to play this year?
So it's one that you gifted me, and it's been out for a long time, but it's Red Dead Redemption. I've been meaning to play that for so long, but I feel like this year is finally the year.
I've been wanting to replay the second game. I don't know. Maybe you playing that will spark me into playing it, but I really love those games. I think they're awesome, and I hope you enjoy them.
I think I should. I think it's high time I actually start playing some of the Western storytelling games that we have over here.
There's not many.
Nope.
Not a lot of them.
Nope, and I'm coincidentally playing the other one right now.
Which is
so
what?
Are you. Last of Us.
Oh, that's not what I guess when I think of Western, I was thinking like Wild West, but yeah, The Last of Us is a good point. Not a lot of Wild West games though. Like there's a series called Call of Juarez that I am actually, I don't know, maybe I should have put that on this list. I want to play those soon. There's like 4 or 5 of those from Ubisoft. They're supposed to be pretty good.
Oh, didn't know that.
So in 2025, coming out on May 15th is Doom: The Dark Ages, and
Ooh.
I think that the first Doom, or maybe the sequel, one of the recent Doom games since 2016 has been, I've loved them both. The second one launched right the same day as Animal Crossing, famously, and
right.
I freaking love those games. They're so ridiculously over the top, just first person shooter, just run and gun. Like, it's not a game for hiding and being strategic. It's like, I'm impatient, I'm gonna run out there and try to kill all these freaking demons from hell in this just absolute metal, gory, just disgusting setting. It's over the top. It's a lot of fun, and I don't think there are enough games like it in this day and age. And I'm excited for this new one to come out. I will probably start playing it day one because it will be on Game Pass, and I don't even have to spend money on it, which is pretty great.
Dang. That's pretty sweet. I mentioned this one already, but The Last of Us, we're playing through that. I will reserve all of our thoughts for that later, obviously. But if I enjoy this one, which I know that I am, I would like to play the second one, in which case I will definitely have to get a PS4 to play that one. Or a new PC, which is definitely unlikely. Even more unlikely. So, I'd like to do that one as well.
Is the second one on PC?
I think they're releasing the remaster of it soon, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also wrote The Last of Us. I guess that's all I have to say about that one. Another 2025 game I'm excited to play. March 4th, the game of the year is dropping. It's 2 Point Museum, and I'm very, very excited.
Wow.
So, I played 2 Point Campus and fell in love with it. And I still haven't played 2 Point Hospital, which was the first game in the series. Not sure I'll get around to that in the next 30 days, but regardless, very much looking forward to 2 Point Museum. I don't know if it'll be a day one pickup, but we'll see. I guess I should explain a little bit. If anyone doesn't know, because why would you? This is a business simulation type game. Think of like, Roller Coaster Tycoon, I guess. Like, you create a museum, you design it how you want, and there are objectives that you need to complete in each museum. There's a lot of wild and kooky ideas, and yeah, they did universities in the last game. They did hospitals in the game before that, and this one's theme is museums. It's just a really chill environment type of game, and it's a genre that I have recently fallen in love with.
That's always fun. Finding a new genre you didn't know you liked. Super nice.
Absolutely.
Opens you up to whole new games. This one I mentioned earlier, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Obviously gonna play that. Super excited for it. Yeah, that's obviously going to be day one purchase for me. I pre-ordered it from Best Buy, and you get like a cool metal stand thing that you sent to me. And I was
Yes.
like, well, absolutely got to buy it from there. And it's weird. This is the first release of any Xenoblade Chronicles game that didn't come with like a special edition, so it's kind of weird. Like, I know it got a special edition on the Wii U, which is fine, but like, why didn't they do it again? It's weird. It's the only one that hasn't gotten one.
That is probably the only Wii U game to get a special edition that the Switch didn't get. That's really funny.
It's like, I want that cool art book and CD or whatever the hell else comes with it. I want that.
I'm gonna actually you. I don't think Xenoblade on Wii got a special edition.
That is true. It did not. But it did get one on the Switch.
The last 2025 game that I'm excited for right now, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was announced during the Game Awards a couple months ago, and it's a 2D Ninja Gaiden game. It's estimated to be releasing in 2025. Not a whole lot that we know about it right now, but I will be on the lookout for that one. I think it's going to be great. It's been a long, long time since we got a 2D Ninja Gaiden game. I definitely have some more Ninja Gaidens to play. I gotta play 2 and 3. I don't know. I'm not gonna make that. I'm not gonna like bar myself from playing this new one because I haven't played 2 and 3 yet. But should be a good time. And then yeah, I mentioned Ninja Gaiden 4 the other day, or I mentioned Ninja Gaiden 4 earlier. That's coming soon as well from Platinum Games and Team Ninja, but I've never personally played any of the 3D Ninja Gaiden games, so I don't think that one is going to be something I'm picking up anytime soon. But it is just weird and random and cool that we're getting a bunch of Ninja Gaiden stuff out of nowhere this year.
It's awesome. It's a resurgence.
Yeah.
On my list, I have 2, technically, I guess 3 Ys games. I got Ys 1 and 2, which you gifted me for the DS. Got to either dust off a DS or dust off my 3DS. We'll see. And then recently, Ys, The Oath of Felghana also came out again. It also got like a cool little special edition for the Switch that is a port of an older Ys game, which I'm excited to play through. It's weird. It's like, it's the year of Ys, because Ys Nordics just came out too. So it's all sorts of Ys all over the place.
Yeah, there was like one in November, and then there was one like January, right?
Yeah, and then also with Nordics, which is 10 that just came out on the Switch, it's their newest one. They also released or announced like an updated edition. It's gonna have like DLC and like all other sorts of stuff, but it's weird. It was announced in Japan, but it's also gonna come over here. But it was released like a week after this one came out because it comes out in Japan first and then it's ported to us or localized to us. So it's like I don't understand what the difference is, and like if that's gonna come over for us, am I gonna have to pay? Is it a new game? I have to pay more, or is it just like DLC? I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't quite understand, but we'll see. So I guess I have to put that on the list too. Ys Nordics Plus.
Cool. Stuff not releasing in 2025. I want to play Half-Life finally. This is something that I will be playing on the PC. 90s FPS game, for those of you that aren't aware. It is like a huge deal. I never played the Half-Life games, and I need to. It's a gaming sin of mine.
Interesting. Along the same thing, I guess, I want to play a classic game, Final Fantasy VII, either remake or original. That would be fun. If it doesn't come out on the Switch too, obviously it would have to be I'd have to get a PS4 to play the remake. I think it's on PS4, right? It is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dang it. Man, it really is looking like I'm going to have to get a PS4.
You held out a long time. Longer than me.
Did. Yeah, I did. We'll keep going.
My cousin and I just finished Minish Cap, which I'll talk about later. And I think the next game we're going to play is something we've been wanting to play together for a long time, Octopath Traveler. You didn't play that one, did you?
Oh. No, I played the demo, and I realized it wasn't for me.
Turn-based RPG, from my understanding, yeah?
Yep.
I'm excited. As often as we get together and play games, it's probably going to take about 14 years to finish that one.
I was about to say, it's a long one.
We will be starting that in the near future, I believe.
That's fun. That's a good one. I mean, it's got 8 different paths, obviously, octopaths, so you can choose whatever you want. That's cool. This one came out last year, and I decided to play Ys Nordics instead. They came out around the same time. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. It's like,
Yep.
mark that down as the only time I don't play a Zelda game first before something else.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I was so excited for Ys. I don't know. So I'll play that one eventually.
I also have Zelda Echoes of Wisdom on my list, and I also have The Last of Us on my list. Those two, I mean, I'm already playing The Last of Us. I'm playing the PS4 remaster, but yeah, we'll talk about that one in April. And Echoes of Wisdom, I am excited for. I don't know why I haven't started playing it. I got my Zelda OLED Switch. I've been playing a lot of games lately. I just need to carve out some time and play some Echoes of Wisdom. Looks like a really fun game.
Yep, I agree. My last one is Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. So it's kind of like a reimagining of the Rune Factory series. It's more, it's got like the growing and like the evolving of your city and like growing crops and like whatever. But it's also got like more RPG elements. So it's more like exploring and like scrounging kind of things. Also has a little more of a story. Very similar, I think, to Harvestella. I think they kind of were not inspired by that. I think they were going in that direction anyway, but it seems more like that. And I loved Harvestella. It was like a super great game. Something I did not expect. So we'll see how that one reviews. I don't think it's out yet. I think it comes out this year. That might be the only one on my list that's actually coming out in 2025.
You said 6? Is it called Rune Factory 6?
It could be.
No, I'm sorry. What is it called?
Guardians of Azuma.
Oh, okay. Last one for me. This came out at the end of last year. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. This is, I believe, third-person shooter, but yeah, this is me and 2 of my best friends are going to play this one online co-op. Already bought it and got it downloaded and just trying to coordinate our schedules. I'm excited to have a new co-op game to play together.
That's interesting. It's also a tabletop game too, isn't it?
Yeah, Warhammer is now that you're into D&D, I'm sure you see it all the time.
Yep, I do.
I don't know anything about Warhammer, but this game looks super fun.
Is it like a digital tabletop game, or is it more?
No,
like
it's like Gears of War. It's like a freaking third-person shooter, and yeah, and it's a sequel to a game from like 15 years ago, which is also interesting.
Well, heck yeah.
And that's it. Let's take a look at some questions. So we asked the listeners, you, for a couple of things as I try to stall and pull up Discord.
Yep, I got mine up.
You can go ahead.
So
what did you ask?
I asked, what is a game you're looking forward to releasing in 2025 on Instagram? And I got just a few. We got Mora Bros always coming through. He says Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Now, I know Metal Gear Solid. I had never heard of Snake Eater. Is that like the next big game in the series, or is it like one of those weird spin-offs?
I think it's a remake. I think they are remaking. I don't know. I didn't know it was called Snake Eater. There's something Metal Gear coming out, and we are both so ill-informed. It's embarrassing, but yeah, that is hopefully coming out this year. It's not confirmed yet, but it's a big deal. Whenever it comes out, it will be a Game of the Year contender, I'm sure.
Oh, really? Now, okay. Let's see. Next we have True Rush says Metroid Prime 4. Great one.
Heck yeah. I'm right there with you.
All Powerful and Legendary says Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Is that out yet? Oh no,
know.
They released part 1 last year. This one's gonna have the Power Stone games on it. Yeah, that one's supposed to be pretty good as well.
Nice. Then we have Shadow the Hobbyist says Pokemon Legends Z through A. That one is definitely going to be on my list.
You're going to play half of it and then never play it again?
That's right. You know, it's... That's right. That's exactly right. Okay, well last year was a big year for Pokemon, so I just got tired of the thing over and over and over and over again.
And it was like 3 years ago. It was not last year.
Arceus wasn't last year? Okay, well the last couple years on the Switch was crazy.
All right.
Well, just the Switch in general was crazy for Pokemon games. I have
just let me attack you, Hannah. Let me
Sword
antagonize
and Shield.
you.
No. We had Sword and Shield. We have Arceus. We had Let's Go. I played all of those. That's a lot. Anyway, yeah, I'll play through maybe a quarter and then just quit it forever. We have AriMac517 says date everything. That's the game. I don't remember if you remember me talking about it, but that was in the Indie Direct or the Nintendo Showcase, Indie Showcase. And it was like you could literally, it's a dating sim where you can date everything. You can date the lamp. You can date the couch. You can date the old sandwich in your fridge. It's crazy. So it's just wild and wacky.
I heard about this on the X Button Gaming podcast as well. It's a very strange concept. Yep. I bet it's going to be really funny.
It's going to be so fun. And then my freaking grandmother answered, and I know for a fact this one, I know for a fact she doesn't play games, but she said Monster Hunter Wilds. And I was like,
no
dang it.
No way.
Yeah. So I think, because that comes out this month in a couple of days. I think 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Fucking, it had me dying laughing. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Okay.
That's our favorite series right there.
Yeah, I love that series. It's awesome. Oh my god, that's what I got. That made me die laughing.
The Discord was popping off. You said, what is a game you're looking forward to releasing in 2025? Or what is a game you hope will come out in 2025?
Yep.
Joseph the Fleo says, I think the only game anyone is looking forward to is GTA 6. Is that true, Hannah?
No. I didn't even know that was coming out.
It's not confirmed yet. I don't know. I almost put GTA 3 on my list of games I want to play this year because I am so out of the loop on GTA. It's not going to be a day one pickup for me. I don't even know. I don't know if I'll play it at all, to tell you the truth. He also said, but we all know we're getting a new mainline Mario for Switch 2 this year too. Is that true, Hannah?
Yeah, definitely.
I hope so, Joe. Al says Pokemon Legends ZA with a green heart emoji. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Now I Rockateller Suit says Slay the Spire 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about that. I think it's a roguelike. And I think it is pretty beloved. I think people love that game.
Nice.
The first one. Metroid Prime 4 says Bitsy Link. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Metroid Prime 1 and 2 are amazing. Haven't played 3, and I cannot wait to see what more powerful hardware does for the game. Dylan the Wizard says, I just started Kingdom Come Deliverance and really enjoying it so far. I think the sequel is going to be a big deal this year. I don't know anything. I don't even know what this game looks like. I don't know who published it. I don't know a single thing about Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I didn't know there was a sequel coming this year.
Look at us learning.
Farmer Ben, Sniper Elite Resistance, which came out January 30th, 2025. I don't know if that counts, but we'll take it.
Okay.
Too many to list, so I'll just say Silk Song, This is the Year of Dreams, says Daily Beating.
That's been rumored to be coming out for the last 5 years.
That's it? That's only been 5 years?
Yeah.
Craig's Game Room says Mario Kart 9, baby.
Nice.
That's it. Thanks for writing in, guys.
Absolutely. Sorry it was so last minute. It was like 23 hours ago that I posted that.
Let's go into some news, Hannah. I only have a couple things, despite it being like 8 weeks since we recorded.
Yep. I, too, only have a couple things.
You mentioned Halo and stuff coming to Switch, potentially. Forza Horizon 5 has been announced to be coming to PS5.
Wow. That's not related to the Switch at all.
It's very related to what you said. It shows that Xbox is done being an exclusive console, and they're going to start just shilling out their stuff to anybody that'll budge, anybody that'll buy.
That's right. It's awesome. You want me to go?
I do.
Okay, so this actually was released on Twitter not too long ago. The Switch has sold over 150 million units, which is still behind the DS, but has 154 million units sold. So we're so close.
I mean, you could just go buy a few. I could go buy a few. We can get it over the edge.
Just need a few people. We'll be over.
I don't know if there are 4 million people that don't have a Switch at this point. You know, I think we're running out of people that could possibly purchase a Nintendo Switch.
I think there's a couple billion more who might want to.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, want me to go again? Okay, Nintendo
I guess I can go.
Oh, go ahead.
3 NSO games. We got Fatal Fury 2, Super Ninja Boy, and Sute Hakun on the Super Nintendo Switch Online service. That's all I got.
There's also one more, Ridge Racer 64 for the Nintendo 64.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That one's also... and Lego has announced a new Game Boy set, which is the new... That's pretty sweet. Now, here's an interesting fact that I didn't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense. The NES set that they came out with? Well, apparently that's discontinued. So, like, if you see it and you want it, you better get it, because it's gone.
Interesting. I believe that.
Yep. I didn't realize it was so limited release or, like, I don't know, limited quantities for Lego stuff.
I mean, it's been years, right? How long has that thing been out?
I don't know. I just figured it was like evergreen, like they were just going to have it forever. But I guess that makes sense that they come and go because there's so many of them. I just never thought about it.
What else?
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it? It's been 8 weeks, Hannah.
8 weeks of nothing.
It's probably only been like 7 weeks. All right, been buying, been playing. How was your Christmas and holiday and everything? Which part of the world were you in?
I was in Colorado this year again with my aunt and my uncle, and my cousins came, which was really nice. A couple aunts and uncles, my cousins, my dad, my mom, my brother, his girlfriend. That was really nice. We went to my aunt and uncle's house. We hung out there basically the whole time. Didn't do any game shopping, of course, because no one else likes games but me. But yeah, that was super fun. And then I also have another pair on my mom's side. Her sister also lives in Colorado, so we went and visited them too. They don't live that far apart, so that was cool. I didn't really... Oh, that's not true. We went to... my cousin is into Pokemon now, so we went to like a hobby shop, which I thought would also have like Dungeons and Dragons stuff and like other stuff like that. No, not at all. It was really just Pokemon and baseball cards and other like weird cards that I've never seen. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, it was a good time. What about you?
Pokemon's on fire right now. I love seeing these videos of people trampling over each other for these cards.
Dude, have you seen whatever the newest set is released in Costco, and it was like a super good deal, and they were like throwing elbows to get these freaking packs.
I don't even know if it was a good deal. I think it was just MSRP. I think people are just trying to get them. It's pretty insane.
Grown-ass adults. Grown-ass men and women. Like, gosh. I understand having a hobby, but, like, God. That's crazy.
The hobby is,
and, like,
is scalping and reselling. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But, like, it's for children. Like, it started off for kids. It's like the kids don't even want them. They don't want to catch elbows. These poor children can't even get cards.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What did I do for the holidays? I didn't do much. I hung out with the family, enjoyed some family time, went out to dinner, hung out with the roommates a lot. It was good. I had a couple weeks off, and yeah, I enjoyed my time off for sure. It was a chill, not cold enough Christmas break. And then like a couple weeks ago, we got snow in January, which was exciting, but it would have been nice to have it around Christmas.
Right? Missed it by just a couple weeks.
I did not get a ton of video games for Christmas, but I did get a ton from you, which was pretty awesome. The funniest thing to me that you sent me was this freaking Rocket Knight collection that you got from Goodwill of all places, because it's a limited run game,
Yep.
and I don't even have a PS5 to play it on. I just thought it was incredible because you found it at Goodwill, and it was like super complete, and it's like somebody in the last 12 months bought that for like $35 brand new, and it got donated.
Yep. It's weird. I'm sure some kid bought it, maybe with his mom's credit card, and then he failed a test, right? And then she was like, okay, well, you got to donate all your stuff now. You know, you got to get rid of it.
I think what's more likely is like somebody died, right? Like, what the heck? No child even knows what a Rocket Knight is.
Could be. Definitely could be. Or it was an accident. It was in a box that it shouldn't have been in, which is possible. Maybe they moved, stuck it in a box, and were like, oh, I don't need anything in this box. I don't know. It was so strange. And the crazy thing is, it was like within an hour of the limited run store. Like, it was so close to it. That's in Cary, North Carolina, and I was in Chapel Hill. So
had to have been the guys at LRG dropping some stuff off. I don't know.
So strange.
What have you been buying lately?
Let's see. I recently bought myself the Alm and Celica amiibo, which is from Fire Emblem Echoes on the 3DS, so that was nice. I put a lowball offer in on Mercari. I was like, no way this dude's gonna accept it. It ended up being like $12, $13 for an open amiibo, which is below MSRP. I didn't get the box, but I don't care about the box, so that was nice. It took forever to get here though. And then I also bought, I did go game shopping in Colorado. There was one day where me and my mom were by ourselves and we went, and I got a copy of Fallout 3 for the PS3 when I bought your Rayman game, which is in the mail on its way to you.
Nice.
So I did go. And then I was gifted by you the Wario amiibo, which I'm looking at right here, and then the Piranha Plant Lego set, which I've yet to build because I have 3 more sets to build in front of that. But I am so excited. I've got a spot for it right on my shelf. I put in these corner shelves in my room so that I could put some like my little knick-knacky things on there. So I'm very excited to build it. Looks like it's going to take me a hot minute. It's got like 50 little bags of Legos. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun.
I haven't built Legos in a long time, but for Christmas, my cousin got me a Bionicle, like 20th anniversary or something. Do you remember Bionicles?
I do, yes.
We were really into them. He got me and him one, and he came over and brought his, and we just like laid on the floor and built them. Like it was pretty cool. It's been a minute since I built some Legos, and it was
fun.
Therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. It's nostalgic. It's very, very fun. I love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've been buying GameCube mostly. I'm getting close to putting a bow on this set, which is exciting. So I got, just to name a few, I have Simpsons Road Rage. You ever play that one?
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's like Crazy Taxi, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got Tom and Jerry War. I got Tom and Jerry War of the Whiskers. I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is just a weird thing to exist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got Auto Modelista. Yeah, I got more coming in the mail. Actually, I have Donkey Konga 2 coming in the mail, which is the last first-party GameCube game I need. So that'll be a fun Instagram picture to take.
Dang. Cool. You got the bongos too?
I do have some bongos. You know, the first game has the Pokemon song in it.
Yep.
Man, that game is kind of fun.
It is super fun. One of them has Zelda songs in it, I do believe, and those are fun.
I've definitely never played Donkey Konga 2. Probably won't. Ever.
Oh, come on.
That's pretty much it. I haven't been buying a ton of stuff, but what you been playing?
So I've been playing Ys Nordics, which I'm on the final boss right now, and it's kind of kicking my ass. I tried to play it when I had the flu, and I was like, certainly I can do this. The combat thus far has not been difficult. And I don't know if it's just because I was under the influence of the flu and all these medicines, but like it kicked my ass, and I was like, this isn't for me. I'm not gonna do this now. I don't want to have a sour taste in my mouth about beating this game because it's been so good. Also, The Last of Us. I think I'm 5 or 6 hours in. I'm at the point. Well, I don't know if should I spoil it. I'm at the point where he meets his brother. Like, they're outside of his little compound thing. If you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you played the game, you do. I am loving it, but it is so scary. Like, I know it's not really a horror game. I don't know if people would consider it. Maybe a little bit, kind of edging on the precipice of horror, but like, goddamn, have I screamed so many times. And my roommate was like, she's sitting reading her book quietly in the next room, and I'm screaming like, run, go. She's like, it's been super entertaining just to listen to you talk, but like, I can't help it. It's like, go faster, move faster, stupid idiot, move out of the way. Like, it's crazy. It's making me more verbal in any game that I've ever played. Also super sweaty. But yeah, because I get so nervous. That one's super fun. I'm looking forward to finishing that, playing more of that, and then finishing it, and then hopefully hopping on to the second one. And then Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 just has, it's just so good. Me and my roommate play it all the time. It's one of those games where it's like, I have put a lot of practice into it because I've played Tetris a lot, not necessarily Puyo, but Tetris a lot. And she's getting like scary good at it just from the limited time that she's played it, and it's like, I never thought I would lose. We're like 50-50 right now, and I'm scared for the day that she overtakes me because it'll be no longer fun to play with her. But it has such a staying power in this household. For all my friends, they like this game. It's just so good, so casual, fun.
That's awesome. You guys don't play Pokemon Puzzle League?
I think I tried to get her to play that, but she wasn't down for that. But maybe I'll try
dust
again.
off Shrek Super Party. That's where it's really at.
Dude, I'm telling you what. That game is so good. It's one of those surprising, shocking games that every time someone brings it up, I have to say, one, that's an awesome game, and two, it needs to be remastered or something. It's just, it's just a gem. It really is. Argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's a great game. I don't know why it's $60 on the freaking GameCube, but it's a great game.
Every game is $60 on the GameCube. What are you talking about?
I'm not even going to talk about The Last of Us. I'm excited to talk about it with you, but you have passed me, it sounds like. But yeah, great game so far. Let's talk about Minish Cap. How long has it been since you played that game? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do. I remember it because it's my favorite 2D Zelda game. I played it on the Wii U, of all places. It was like one of my very first digital games that I ever bought. Because I was like, yeah, I'd rather pay $7 on the Wii U versus $50 for it loose. Back in the day before I was like a collector, okay? It was awesome. I loved it. It was super cool. The Minish, all of the miniature things was so cool. I think you said on Twitter or something, it made a small world feel big because you were shrunken down.
Yeah.
And it was like you're in this tiny little portion of this one house. It was just so cool. I thought the concept was really, really neat. The only thing that was difficult, I think, for me was the final boss. Got me a couple times, but other than that, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, the final boss has like 3 sections, and I mean, of course, you're going back to your save point from, you beat the first 2 sections, and then you get killed, and you go back to the beginning. So,
right.
It definitely took us a few tries. We were taking turns on it, but overall, the puzzles in this game were pretty easy, but like, that would probably be my one thing that I would change is I don't know, add a little bit of typical Zelda difficulty to these dungeons, but the rest of it was a blast. It was gorgeous to look at. It was just It was so much fun, and the world itself, the map was I don't know, not that many screens. It was just so small, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be the shortest game ever, and it wasn't long. It wasn't super short though. They really did make it they did a good job with the limited space that they had on this small screen and on this small
Yep.
cartridge file. It was a great game.
I
Definitely
loved
lived
it.
up
And
to the
the
hype.
kinship stones or
Yeah,
kinship coins or whatever they were. That
Kingstones.
was so fun. Just finding
Yeah,
all of the matches.
yeah. We were talking about going back and getting all the little trophy things that you can
Hmm.
get.
Yeah.
We might still go and do that, but I don't know. At this point, it's like we already beat the game. I'm not going to get anything for doing it. It's just, it's a
Yeah.
really big hassle. You have to go pull this lever, go talk to the dude, and you got to do that like I don't know 100 plus times to get all these
Hmm.
trophies. It's just a hassle.
Yeah, but in terms of 2D Zelda games, it, in my opinion, it has the most charm. And I don't know if that just becomes from the world or if, like, the characters. I don't know what it is about it, or maybe it's just because it's so bright. I don't know. It's just, it's the game that I think of when I think of 2D Zelda.
Nice. It is very bright.
I love it.
Other than that, I just played through this indie game called Pepper Grinder. It's from
Hmm.
Devolver Digital. I think they published it, and I had like a literal blast. I wrote on Instagram that this is some of the most fun I've had with a video game in a long time.
Really?
Um, it's kind of a 2D platformer, but your main piece of equipment is this giant drill, um, and you spend a lot of time digging like through the dirt, and it's not like you push A to dig one square. It's like very fast paced. Like you're just holding down the drill button and you're just kind of flying through the dirt and jumping to different platforms. And it wasn't a super hard game. I think it could have used a little bit of difficulty. Um, and it was a super short game. I was able to beat it the day I bought it. So maybe 3 or 4 hours tops. But I loved the way it controlled. I loved everything about this game, and I hope that they did well enough to make a sequel. Would totally recommend.
Well, it's popular enough that even I've heard of it. So.
Yeah, I don't have a gauge of how popular it is at all. Um, but someone swiped up on my story and said that they had also just started playing it. So that's two people
Oh,
that have heard of it.
it's got a reach. Quite a reach.
Other than that, I'm playing Yoshi's Island DS, which I probably mentioned last episode. This
Yep.
is not a long game. I'm just kind of not in a rush to get it beaten, sort of a bedtime game. And they brought the DK Land games to NSO on Game Boy, and
Yep.
for years I just thought these were like Donkey Kong Country scaled down and bad, but they're not. Like they're different games entirely, and so I'm excited to like have three brand new Nintendo freaking first party platformers to experience. And I'm playing Donkey Kong Land 1 right now. Been playing it handheld on the OLED, and it's
Nice.
been fun. I haven't gotten that far in it. My opinion might change on it as the levels get harder, but we'll see. So far, so good.
Nice. I don't. I think I own all of them in their original form on the Game Boy, but I don't think I've ever played them. I too thought they were Donkey Kong Country, but scaled down and bad. So I
Right.
don't know why that's. I don't know why that's the conception of those games. But
It gets confusing
consensus.
because Donkey Kong Country came out on Game Boy Color and
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance. But yeah, the land games, I don't know, maybe it was a YouTuber that put this into all of our minds or something, but they are new levels and everything. It's cool.
Huh.
They control
Who
really
thought?
well. I think that it's zoomed in a little bit too much. You can't see enough of the level because it's this tiny square Game Boy screen. So it has that going against it, but they control pretty well and the music's fine. It's cool to see what they were able to do on this hardware.
Well, maybe I'll have to try them.
I think we can wrap it up on that note, Hannah.
I think so. So, what if you could pick one thing on your list to be? Hold on.
Holding.
Alexa's going off. I have to write this down.
No, I'm just gonna keep talking.
That was so weird. I honestly didn't know we had Alexa in here. Okay. That was undoubtedly her voice, though. Okay, if you could pick one thing on this list before we go to come true, what would it be? It can be ridiculous, it can be far-fetched, it can be something you think is realistic, but if you could pick one thing, what would it be?
Without a doubt, give me my DS player for the Wii U. I need a third party to make it happen.
That's a good one. I think
if it's
for
a good
me,
one, then it must be yours as well.
You know what? Sure, that's mine too. Absolutely mine. No, I think more customization for the Switch would be nice. I mean, I have a bunch of Joy-Con now, but I think had we had those at the beginning, I would have gone a little more crazy with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of us out here that are just willing to drop ungodly numbers of dollars on things like that. I don't understand the restraint from Nintendo. Just let us give you money.
Agreed. Well, success. Episode 58.
I'm excited for Switch 2. They said I saw something on Twitter today that like some higher up at Nintendo specifically said they're going to combat Nintendo Switch 2 scalpers the best that they can. Like they have a plan in place to make it so that it is not a nightmare to get this freaking console, but we'll see what actually happens.
We'll see. I mean, the first time for the first launch, I feel like it went okay. I was able to get it, and I missed the pre-order window by like an hour and a half, and I was still able to pre-order one, so that was fine. So hopefully it goes the same route, but I don't know. We'll see. You never know with Nintendo. It's very strange.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Next month, we're going to do this month, our second episode of this month, we're going to be talking about Retro Studios, right? That's what we decided?
Yes. That's right.
You don't sound too certain there? Okay. Retro Studios. So, we're going to talk about the guys that did Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze and Metroid Prime and just their history, how they came to exist. They're actually sort of local to me. They're like 3 hours away, which is neat. Yeah, that'll be later in February of 2025. And until then, where can the people, the great listeners of the Unlockable podcast, where could they possibly find you, Hannah?
Game Girl Advance SP on Instagram and Discord, I suppose.
I'm at Bird Dog Gaming everywhere. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you later this month for another one.
See ya.